Hello and welcome to my first ever YouTube video. My name is Georgia, I'm 19 and I study drama in university. This is also my cat Kern. I just finished my first year of uni, so I thought freshers will be going to uni in about a month. So I thought it would be the perfect time to just quickly film like a Q&A, answering some questions on what uni life is like basically. So, have all my questions here in a bowl. So let me just pick out my first question. My first question is, did you find it hard to fit in and make friends? This is a tricky one really, because I think a lot of people worry about that before they go to uni. I, for one, certainly did. I mean, because, I'm quite confident, but I'm only really confident when I get to actually know people. So I thought, oh my god, I'm going to be really shy and I'm not going to know how to speak to people. But then when you actually get there, I think that is such a temporary emotion, because once you get there, within like the first 10 minutes you're speaking to new people, because you are moving in with like 5 other people, especially if you're moving into halls. I mean, I'm not really sure what to say for people who live at home, but for me, I did live in student halls and I was with 5 other people. So I think, we're all feeling exactly the same way. We're all nervous, we're all scared, like making friends, and you're so desperate to have friends because you don't want to be in uni without any, that you literally speak so much. Like, I literally can say I did not speak so much in my entire life than when I did in the first few weeks of uni, because literally we're all trying to get to know each other. So it's like, hello, how are you? Hello, like, what do you like? And I literally found that when people ask me the questions, I really didn't know myself at all, because I'd have to start thinking of things that I'm like. When people are like, oh, tell me about yourself, like that whole question. And I think it's I think it's like, it's a tricky one, but everyone asks questions and you get to know people instantly, because you're literally thrown in living with each other, and it sounds really daunting and it sounds really scary, but I think that is the best way to do it. Just throw a bunch of teenagers together and you're bound to make friends, because we're all quite similar really, like, and you just want to have fun in uni, so you just all start speaking and you start cooking with each other, and it becomes just one big family really. The people you live with it just becomes a big family, and it's always really fun. I'm just trying to see the second half. Did I find it hard to fit in? The whole thing with fitting in is like, I'm quite a confident person once I get to know someone, so I didn't find it too hard. But the thing is, with fitting in, when you're like in your sort of, if you go to school in your area, you're usually with people like they're from the same place, so it's kind of the whole like set criteria. But I think when you're moving into uni, you're all from different places. So, because you're all from different places, you have different backgrounds, different everything, that you're all different anyway. You all have different personalities. Like, I found myself being friends with people who are like more shy and introverted and don't really like, I'm really loud most of the time and I'm quite weird, and like, I'm like, oh my god, I study drama, I'm a little bit weird, I'm a bit like energetic, and I found myself being friends with people who were shy and introverted, and it's because, you're all different and you all end up getting along because you're all thrown with each other, and you find out that different people are more fun to hang out with because you're not used to it. So I think fitting in, don't worry about fitting in, because, it's fine to be different anyway. As cringy as that sounds, but it is true. My next question is, did you struggle with becoming homesick? Not gonna lie, I would love to sit here and be like, I am the strongest person ever, like I don't have any emotion, but that would be a lie. Like, I'm really the type of person who I don't like to admit I cry, I don't like to cry in front of people, but I got to my 3rd day of uni and I bawled my eyes out in front of all of my friends. And the thing is, that's the thing, like, you think, oh my god, they're gonna hate me now, they're gonna think like I'm an emotional wreck, but they don't. Like, you don't get any judgment for it, because everyone understands that you are moving away from home, where, I was used to being in a house with all of my family, and when you move away, it's such a change. Like, you have to be so much more independent than you're used to being, so it does hit you a bit. And like, you might find that, and I think homesick is different for everyone, because you can go to uni and be homesick in the first week and another person will be absolutely fine, and then in the second week you'll be fine, but the other person will be crying and be upset. I just think it depends on what type of person you are, how your home life is really. Like, homesickness is bound to happen, or you're bound to feel a little bit weird. Even if it doesn't hit you strongly, you're bound to still feel a little bit weird, and it takes a bit of getting used to. But I wouldn't worry too much about homesickness, because it really just, like, you do get used to uni pretty quick. I got used to being in uni the first few weeks I was there. You're just bound to feel a little bit homesick, because at the end of the day, family are great, and there is no place like home, you know? I love The Wizard of Oz. You know, when I was young, I'll tell you my routine when I was young. When I was young, my nan bought me this DVD player for Christmas, and in primary school, and all I would ever do is I'd buy myself some tangy cheese, a big bag of Doritos, and I would sit in my room watching The Wizard of Oz 10 times in a row. Yeah, my family still bring it up now and tell me how annoying I was, but I think, you know, you've always got to have a musical passion when you're young, especially if you're a drama student. Mine was The Wizard of Oz. Next question is it true that uni consists of mainly partying? Well, no, because you are there to get an education. Mind you, you kind of forget about this when you're in there, because you're having so much fun with your friends. You kind of forget that you are actually there to get a grade. But obviously, I think in the first few weeks there is a thing of like, people do want to go out, people want to dress up, go out with their friends and have fun. But I think there gets to a stage like a few months down the line in uni where you get a little bit bored. Like, because how many times can you go out drinking before it becomes a little bit boring? Like, so I think the main thing is to remember that while it's fun, you do have to have a balance, because I am like a person, I will tell you, in terms of lessons and essays, I'm a person who procrastinates. Like, this is literally life advice now, because my whole life is procrastination. I procrastinate everything. I procrastinate getting out of bed. I procrastinate showering. Well, no, I do shower. That makes it sound like I'm really dirty, but like, you know what I mean. I just procrastinate many daily activities. And the thing with essays, I would leave it to the last minute, and then it would get to like the day before, and I'd be like, oh my god, then I'd stress out, and be like, oh my god, what am I going to do with my life? And I'd be like, have to stay up all night and do an all-nighter finishing this essay, that, you know, and I think it's just unnecessary stress that you give to yourself. Mind you, I think there's two sides of it, because you don't want to be too extreme with your work, that you want to focus so much on your work that you don't go out because you're like, oh my god, I need to get great grades, but also you don't want to be too much with the going out and partying, or literally, I mean, I can't even say that, because when I procrastinate, it's not going out, it's sitting in my bed eating a whole pot of Pringles, because it's fun, you know, that's my ideal fun, is lying in bed in my pyjamas and fluffy socks and watching Netflix. But for the sake of this video, we'll say it's going out and doing stuff and being productive. But yeah, just like, it's not a huge thing. Obviously it's fun to go out and it's fun to party, but it isn't your whole life at uni. I mean, my friendship group that I got we're not big partiers, so we didn't go out too much. Like, we would go out once or twice a week. I mean, even that, because we're not big partiers. But I mean, but you can put yourself in a friendship group where you don't do too much of that. You can pick your friendship groups, you know? So if you don't want to party too much, and there's no harm. There were so many times when my friends would go out and I'd stay in eating junk food, because I just couldn't be bothered to go out. So just remember that it doesn't really matter if you say no to going out partying. But obviously it is a part of uni life. Just remember that it is a part of uni life, and it does help with socialising and meeting people and having fun. Like, because it can all be stress and education. Like, just have a bit of fun. The main thing is just have fun in uni, because people tell you it's the time of your life. I don't know if that airplane's going to be really loud for the video, so I'm just going to wait for it to pass. Oh, that is really loud. Right. Well, I think that has told me that I need to stop talking about that question, so we'll move on to the next one. Next question is, how did you gain a balance between uni life and personal life? I wouldn't say I have like a 50-50 balance, because my uni life consisted of mainly staying in bed and watching Netflix and eating junk food. But I think the main thing is, you know, I don't think I'm the best to give this advice because I really did procrastinate and I really did. But just say, don't be me. Don't be me. Don't procrastinate. Do your essays. Maybe even start earlier so that you have give yourself more time. Go out more, have more fun. Because I mean, maybe in my second year I might, you know, who knows? Who knows? I've still got time. And yeah, just have fun. I keep saying have fun, but like it is such a good thing to say for uni videos, is just to have fun, having a balance. I think you kind of work out for yourself what's best for you, because you might be someone who wants to party more than do your work, and you might be someone who wants to do your work and not party. I think the main thing is to have a balance. Just have a balance for you is what I mean. Just make sure that you're not doing too much of either. 50-50. 50-50 is always good, but sometimes it's not realistic. Like, let's be real. The people who have a 50-50 balance in life is the desirable people. And I want to know what they're doing, because I need some of that energy, because I don't live that lifestyle. But I'm working on it. What's life like living in halls? I think it's a mixed bag, really. I really enjoyed living in halls, but I think it took me because you sort of feel like you're living with your friends a little bit. So yeah, like I was in a flat with like a bunch of girls, so it was like really fun. It was like I was living with my friends. But you've also got to remember, the thing with halls is people tell you that halls is pretty much where you find your friends. Like, people do say a lot, like, oh, you know, you find your mates in your classroom and that's like your best friends in uni. But I found that where I found my close friends, they do happen to be in the same course as me, don't get me wrong, but the people where I found my closest friends was in my uni halls, because like you're living with each other, you're with each other so much of the day, and I found it really fun, to be honest. I think halls, I will say, if you're thinking of not going to halls, from the people I've spoken to who have done that, the uni experience hasn't been so fun. Like, I'm not saying, oh my god, you're gonna have no fun if you live at home, but I think halls is definitely the best way to go, because you know, you're moving away from home and you're feeling independent and you're with your friends, and there's more opportunity to party. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really party, I keep saying the party, but I didn't really party myself. But just remember that halls is just, you're living with your mates, you're cooking together, you're having fun together. It's just more fun. I would just say it's more fun, to be honest. Oh yeah, I would honestly just, yeah, it's just more fun. It's a more fun place to be. Living at home is just sort of like you're on your own, and you're not having, you're not going out as much with your like people, because all the people who live together are going out while you're at home, you know. So just be mindful of, you might not go out as much if you're living at home. And the thing with, I'm going to say about halls is about noise. Obviously you hear things, obviously music is quite loud sometimes, but it's not over excessive. For me, in my halls, I don't know about every single halls of residence, but for me the noise wasn't too bad, so I wouldn't worry too much about noise. I also wouldn't worry too much about getting nicked, because like, I mean, because if your stuff gets nicked, you might as well just start nicking back, really. No, I'm joking. No, don't start nicking other people's stuff. But I think the main thing is just things that you worry about when you go into halls, you realise it's not that much of a worry. I just would say, but I would recommend uni halls if you're going to uni, because they're a lot more fun, a lot more communal, obviously, and you have more fun. It's really fun. I really enjoy it, to be honest. I think this is the last question. When you go to uni, do you find your future husband? I don't know why this question's in there, but I think it's safe to say, for me, it's a no. But I wouldn't take what I say as gospel, because when I went to uni, I stayed in bed, wore pyjamas, ate junk food, so I'm not what you would call your desirable woman. I think if you're branching out more, being more sociable, you have more chance of finding your future husband. But unfortunately I didn't, and I think I'm a little bit picky, because I think I'm going to go to Gloucester and I'm going to find like my Tom Hardy, you know, my Tom Hardy lookalike. But it hasn't happened yet, so I can't really say that you're 100% going to find your husband, because I haven't. So that's where we're at. But yeah, so it looks like I'm done with the questions. If you've thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, then please like it and subscribe. Yeah, that's all I've really got to say. Thank you.